will you also then tell a little bit about how was how was your like childhood growing up in Nigeria? In my countries, there is a government schools, there are private schools,
Mm.
and all the government schools are free. Although the government schools teacher come through, they pass some examination and they are more qualified, but the schools are not considered good. So people try to go in private schools or even better schools, and there are a lot of competition after you pass the high school when you want to go to the engineering colleges or
Yeah.
medical colleges or any law. So how is it growing up in Nigeria? How is it competitive environment? Like in India, it's tough as hell.
You mean on the educational side?
Educational side,
okay.
yeah. How is education there, and how was like in general to grow up also?
My experience, I can't speak for others, but in Nigeria, there are private schools, there are also government schools. There used to be an era where the government schools were very good, and most of the people in my parents' age, that's where they went. They got almost free education, the quality was good. But over time, it's kind of deteriorated. So in my era, we went to private schools. And for me and my family, we specifically went to a school owned by a church. It was called Oritamefa Baptist Nursery and Primary School. It was very good. It was a very good school. The education was good. Even at that time, I could sense a level of competition. I think they kind of raised us to thrive on that.
But did you have to pay for these private schools?
Yes, of course, we had to pay.
Uh-huh.
But it wasn't very expensive. For the primary school,
Yeah.
it wasn't very expensive. But when we got to secondary school, the high school, was also private, but it got more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I want to add one thing is that in India, you have to pay for the private schools. Government schools are free. But I think in Sweden, so far as I know, that there can be private schools here,
Yeah.
but they're all free.
The
Like-
private schools are free.
Yeah, you don't have to pay. So it's paid by the tax money through the government. So either you go to the private or the government
Oh,
is
wow.
like
That's
free.
interesting.
Yeah. Unlike our education system,
Yeah.
sort of.
It's quite different.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it was like. And also between primary school and secondary school, you had to write this exam called the common entrance. And bear in mind, you're like age 9 or 10, and you have to study hard for this exam. So it's like the first introduction into how tough the world is, where depending on how you pass or to the schools you apply, that determines your future. So some people apply to private schools, they don't meet the cutoff mark, and then you don't get to that school. Some, as a result of that, they have to go to the public schools, which are bad. So from that stage, you start to see that in life you really have to strive for some things, just like in India. And then from the secondary school to the colleges, universities, it's even much tougher. We have an exam called JAMB. It's a shortened form for Joint Administration Matriculation Board or something like that. That exam is so difficult. And for 3 years, you're anticipating that exam and studying for that exam.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as strenuous as India, maybe. I watched this movie, Three Idiots, many years ago, and
It's a fun movie.
yeah, that was just another level, the way it was depicted there. Yeah, good movie recommendation, by the way, if you've not seen it.
Yeah, it's a fun one. We had watched, I think, maybe we were in our high school or something like that. Yeah. I think I remember you had told that your father was also an engineer, right? How did you get
your...
your...
My father's not an engineer.
Okay, he wasn't.
No.
So how did you get an inspiration to be an engineer?
Yeah, I think
How
I
did it
remember.
come?
So my grandfather was kind of an engineer. I mean, he was born in the early 1900s. So there were no engineering colleges back then in Nigeria, but he went through like a technical school. So with his education, he was kind of a mechanical engineer. And that kind of, it inspired me to want to pursue that.
Your grandpa?
My grandpa.
Oh.
And it was not because of anything specific about the field, but as a kid, it just seemed like a very prestigious career path. And yeah, it was just an idea that was incepted into my mind, and
Yeah.
I ran with it.
And so, I'm thinking is like in India, there in average class, middle class people, there is a sort of race to become engineers and doctors and lawyers. These like few professions.
Yeah.
Everyone will be one of these.
Yeah.
And there is like kind of craze, and there's a huge competition in these fields. Is there anything like that in Nigeria as well?
Yeah, absolutely. At least when I grew up, the three professions were engineer, lawyer, or doctor. That's what every parent wanted their child to study. And you kind of just had to choose a box that you wanted. But ironically, along your life, maybe when you're studying to get into the university, your grades are not good enough for most people. And then you get another course assigned to you.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that want to study medicine, they study biochemistry instead, pharmacy, botany, zoology, microbiology, and all of that.
Yeah.
Then engineers, people that want to be engineers, some of them study mathematics, eventually the sciences instead. So it starts with this craze of trying to be a lawyer, doctor, engineer, and then the universities give you some other courses to study.
Yeah, and in India, I think a lot of people aspire to be in these professions, but also there are a lot of people who are other professions like teacher as well. You have a lot of teachers.
There are a lot of teachers, but I never met anyone that wanted to be a teacher. I feel like teachers, this might be wrong, but the way I saw teachers, a lot of teachers were people that aspired to do something else.
Yeah.
And then that was what life dished to them, and they took it.
I think it's similar situation slightly in India as well. So you never knew who has a dream to become a teacher. Like you meet some people who want to be, but a majority who have become teacher, they didn't have this dream.
They didn't have their dream.
It's not like they want to be a teacher.
And sadly, teachers are one of the bedrock of society. They define the children of the future.
Very much.
But still, there's no prestige in being a teacher. They are not paid so well. It's really sad.
Yeah. So engineering. How did you choose engineering?
So actually, I chose mechanical engineering. But before then, I wanted to be a petroleum engineer. So I don't know if you know, but Nigeria is one of the oil-producing nations in the world.
I didn't know.
And it's one of the fields where the engineers make a lot of money, because we have companies like Shell, Total, Chevron that are drilling oil in the country, and those who work there are making crazy money. So I wanted to study petroleum engineering, but right before I submitted my application for petroleum engineering, I spoke to my dad, and he said, you know what, petroleum engineering is a very niche field. Why don't you consider another type of engineering, and then you can still work in the petroleum industry? So then I chose mechanical instead, and it's been one of the best decisions of my life, because now we can see that the craze for oil is reducing globally.
Yeah.
We're finding alternative sources to oil.
EVs, and also there's a lot of conflicts around oils.
Exactly. So, and I remember when I graduated from my bachelor's in 2019, a lot of my colleagues who studied petroleum engineering started to look at other fields. Several of them went into software engineering, data science, and AI from back then. I think they could already sense it. They could already see the demand for petroleum engineers reducing. They could see that there was a point where in Nigeria maybe the oil finishes, and then what? And they could see how very narrow the field was. So if they stuck to that, it was difficult to pivot to something else.
Oh, right, yeah. And that is true.
Yeah.
And also there is like a lot of trendy fields like IT, AI, machine learning.
Yeah, these things are quite new.
They're new and trendy, and they're attracting a lot of new people of our age.
And not just that. I mean, these days now you see people's jobs as content creators.
Yeah, influencers.
Yeah, influencers. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm in a generation that it's a bit strange to see those things. Like, if I have a child now and they say they want to be a content creator, it's not the kind of thing
Yeah.
I'm used to. But
Yeah.
the truth is, it's the new normal.
Yeah.
Like, these are career paths that are coming up that never really existed before.
Yeah. The influencers, they live with a different kind of trends. Like there is one song that becomes popular, and it's like influencer starts to make a reel of it. Then all the others want to make a reel from this song.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's like it's trendy. People like it, and then so it's a very new thing. Thanks for watching the clip. If you wanna see the full video, check the link below, and see you in the next video.